and welcome to Smoke News from me, Maisie.
And me, Michael Lavin, covering for the equally handsome but slightly less Irish Jack Everett. That's something you agree with, right?
Debatable.
Anyway, here's a list of things Coldplay have achieved in this month alone. They played the Super Bowl 50 halftime show, received the Godlike Genius Award at the NMEs, and have been announced to headline Glastonbury this year.
They have been very busy, clearly. It's their fourth time headlining the festival, meaning they will have topped the bill more than any other act.
Noel Gallagher must be having an absolute nightmare
Yeah.
about that. Poor man. Anyway, there's a list of 23 words that have a completely different meaning if you grew up in London. And here are just a few.
Oyster, a seafood delicacy, or a travel card that if you're a miserable adult forces you to pay extortionate prices.
Or student.
Very true.
Countryside, which is where I'm from. To a London, this is basically any other place outside of the big city that populated with so many cows that methane pollution seems more of an issue than tube strikes.
Ew. Who'd have known? Methane. Grass or grass to most Britons is a green plant that grows over the Earth's surface. Did you know?
No, I didn't.
No, revelation. But during the 2 to 3 weeks' time we get of summer in London, it's something that members of the public are willing to fight over to the death to snag a decent spot.
I'm just imagining Primrose Hill on a lovely summery evening and fighting over loud music and people reading their books. God, how dare they?
How very dare they?
And the night bus normally means a scary way to get home at night, but when you stay out too late and can't afford an Uber.
It's always sad when you can't afford an Uber.
Awful.
Awful. But to those who grew up in London, it's where the majority of your adolescence was probably spent being scary. Either that or singing drunken renditions of Wonderwall after a night out and annoying fellow passengers who just want to get home in peace.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to sing Wonderwall.
We're
To
both
my
gonna do it.
Wonderwall.
I'm
No,
not-
not doing it.
I'm leaving it.
All right,
I'm
see you
leaving
later.
it.
And we asked students, what is the first word that enters their mind when they think of London?
Katie, hi.
Hiya.
Can you please tell Smoke TV what is the first word pops up when you think about London?
Crazy amount of people. Sorry, that's more than one word, but that, yeah.
Is it because you study in Marylebone campus?
Probably, but I think wherever you go in London, you can't really escape the people, so yeah.
Do you enjoy it though?
At times, I enjoy getting out of it, to be honest.
One word, I think all I do is like party, so that's why I love London.
Oh,
Yeah.
So that's like the real reason.
Real thing to do over here.
You enjoying it?
I love it. I've been here for like 4 years, so I'm loving this place.
Nice to meet you, Abdullah. So, can you please tell us what is the first word you associate with London?
Fashion.
Fashion. Why is that?
It's the leading trends of arts, of business, of many aspects.
Party,
Why?
because London is famous for party.
Are you going some?
Yeah.
One word about London.
Come on, concentrate.
Exciting, yeah, that's it. Exciting.
Cheating students, right? There are a lot of opportunities in London.
I mean, there's like so many chances everywhere and so many people, and I feel like it's a place where you can just find whatever you're looking for.
How do you describe it?
Love.
That's unusual one. Why?
Because London is love. I can't really describe.
Usually people say Paris is love.
No. Paris is not love. Paris is not all that, man. Come on, London is where everything's at, man. Come on.
Are you self in love?
I'm in love with everything in London, yeah. Everything literally in London. And when I mean literally, I mean literally.
So London is love.
London is love.
I think one word I would use to describe London is angry.
Angry.
Yeah. A lot of London people get angry at me. Poor old, little defenseless Irish me. So the reason for this is, everyone's in a rush on public transport all the time. I don't know where they're
Every
going.
day.
There's another tube coming in 3 minutes. You can chill out. And I'm one of those people who just walk really slowly everywhere I go. And people bump into me and they try to move me out of the way. And I'm just like, chill. So angry. Londoners are angry
Yeah,
at
angry
me.
with you because you're that annoying person that doesn't. I can't.
This doesn't move. This doesn't move.
This doesn't move. And this week there has been a Starbucks sexism row in Saudi Arabia.
People in France are foregoing their cups of coffee in an angry protest over a
Angry.
sexist sign in a Starbucks window. But Have they overreacted?
That is the question. Saudi Arabia Starbucks prohibits women from entering are just some of the headlines in the French newspapers.
Social media outlets have exploded as a result, and with it has come an angry reaction from French feminists, a group called, oh, and forgive me, everyone please, for getting this name wrong, Osez le Feminisme. That's the best I'm ever going to do. Who've compared Starbucks in Saudi Arabia to Nazi Germany and the apartheid, and are boycotting the coffee chain.
We sent our Smoke TV worker bees out to go asking women if they do feel discriminated in some places or situations.
Right, Imadri, can you please tell us, have you ever experienced any discrimination, woman discrimination?
Over here?
Anywhere, just in your experience?
Yeah, sometimes people think that women can't do this, women can't do that.
I think just generally in life, men are slightly more at an advantage, if I'm just speaking very generally. Especially if we're talking about later on in the future.
I think I've seen it in social life, in the sense of like the respect you show to others, just in everyday things, like walking down the street, people not moving for people in wheelchairs.
Women discrimination, yes, I've seen a lot. I'm from India. So being in India, I have seen a lot of women discrimination that are like in workplaces, in any other social life, and everywhere there's women discrimination. If some work is there, for labor work is there, it's always like, okay, only the men's can do.
London and UK in terms of women rights and discrimination in comparison with India?
Good. It's pretty good. We do get, I won't say that in India women are like discriminated all the time, but it's in London it's good, and it's in India as well, it's good. It's not that actually the media, whatever the media shows about India, it's not true.
Like thinking about getting a job, how would you feel like? Would the men get it more likely than yourself?
Yeah, I do get that sense because my course is in construction. I'm pursuing a career in construction, and it is a male-dominated industry. So I wouldn't be surprised if that were the case, simply because, that's what they're used to. So I do feel like I'm going to have to maybe work a little bit harder and, sort of try and present and show that I am capable as a woman.
I think that's one of the issues, is that we don't think about female discrimination in the way that we discriminate. Like, we don't think about the stigma that it carries for you to choose not to have children, or for you to choose to not be a stay-at-home mom, or for you to choose to not limit your hours that you put in at work. Whereas those are things that you're obviously going to have to take into consideration in ways that men don't always.
But the next David Bowie, how can there be a successor to someone so singular, so unique, so impossible to pinpoint, and unabashedly weird, all the while so undeniably genius?
That's very true. Lady Gaga may not be the next David Bowie, but if anyone can approximate the mood, the message, the spirit, and the stirring camp as the recently deceased icon, it's the human and the alien in our mother monster, Lady Gaga.
That's a fine
Legend.
description of her.
It is.
Brilliant, so it is. So, Westminster graduate and film director Asif Kapadia's documentary of the late singer Amy Winehouse, entitled Amy, won the BAFTA for Best Documentary.
The same prize for his documentary Senna in 2012, and his film The Warriors scooped the top BAFTA prize in the Best British Film category in 2003.
Having debuted at the Cannes Film Festival, Kapadia's Amy documentaries the late British soul singer's rise to fame and the events that led to her death in 2011 at the age of 27. The film has been hailed a tragic masterpiece by critics.
We really fell in love with her when making this film, and our aim and mission was really to try and tell the truth about her, to show the world what an amazing person she was, how intelligent, beautiful and witty she was, before it all got kind of out of control and went a bit crazy, said Kapadia.
That's the longest quote in history.
I'm falling asleep reading it. Kapadia is also a candidate for the Oscars later this February for the documentary.
More than 300 Year 12 students came to the University of Westminster Science Engagement event as part of the National Science Week, which aims to inspire pupils to pursue a career in science.
Science. Any more times in that sentence? Science.
Science.
The 4 half-day events, which were organised by the university's Department of Life Sciences, again, science, proved extremely popular, with all of them being oversubscribed.
According to a survey that students were asked to fill out after the event, more than 30% of the students said that they are now more likely to apply to university.
And that's just really great.
It's great, isn't it?
It's great. More science outreach events are planned this year, with the university recently hosting the chemistry and biology students of the London Academy of Excellence. Oh.
Right. Right. Well, you know, I've filled in enough now for the news. Much better than Jack, right? Don't you think? No. Oh well.
I don't think you live up to Jack.
I'm going to drop the mic. Only joking. See you later.
Bye-bye.